Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are loads of resources available to help you if you visit my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find information about the books I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to make the best use of your time when you're working through your paper on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really fab, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And now we're going to look at the later questions. On page 6 we'll start at this sample paper. Why? This is a sample paper provided for free that you can download from the ABRSM website. You'll find the link to that in the description below. And this shows you the new look for the newly revised exam papers from 2018 onwards. Most notably, you'll see that there's no composition of a rhythm, nor is the open score and short score questions for the voice parts. So let's move to page 6 and we'll make a start. So we've got some scales to write. Now, before you start your exam paper, you just sketch out your list of your circle of fifths, all your major and minor related keys and key signatures. All your thinking is done, and you can just keep referring back to that throughout the exam paper. If you're not sure how to do that, you can watch my video tutorial on the circle of fifths, and you'll find the link to that in the description below and also in the cards. So if you've done that, your thinking's already done. So now let's address this question. I hope you've had a go of this yourself first of all. Always work in pencil, and if you go wrong, it doesn't matter. You can just rub it out and have another go. So we need to write a key signature of 5 sharp. So let's do that straight away. So the 5 sharps always goes in the order of F is 1 sharp, F and C is 2, F, C, G, D, and then A, and that is the key signature for B major. And as a point of interest, the last sharp in a major key signature is always the 7th degree of the scale, so that's an A sharp. So A sharp is 7, B is 8. Just another little clue to double check. And so we need to write 1 octave descending going down of that major scale. So we're starting on a high B, so we've got room to come down. We're writing in semi-breves so that we don't have to worry about stems. So it's space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line. If you're not familiar with the bass clef, it depends what instrument you play. If you're familiar with this clef, if you're not convinced about where you start, and you can always think, well, good boys deserve football always. A is there, so B is 1 above, and you can see we've ended on good boys. There's our B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got an octave, so it's always got to be line space, because remember, scale means step. So let's look at this next one. So we're using semi-breves again, so no need to worry about stems. We're writing 1 octave ascending of the melodic minor scale that has this given key signature. So this key signature, B flats, E flats and A flats, could be E flat major, and the related minor key to that is C minor. So we're writing C minor ascending. So I'm just going to get those blobs in place first. So let's get these note heads starting on middle C, because we're going to go up, so I want to give myself plenty of space. 5, 6, 7, 8, ending on FAC, so that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got the full octave. Now the melodic minor scale in its ascending form has the 6th and the 7th degrees of the scale raised. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 6th, there's the 7th. That's an A flat because of your key signature. That's a B flat because of your key signature. And so to raise those, A flat becomes A natural, B flat becomes B natural, So we raise those by adding a natural sign, and that's soon done. Let's move on to the next question. So turn the page with me to question 6. So we've got a short little extract here, and we've got some questions to answer about that. This is another example of how the paper has changed a little bit. Your performance directions are now given to you as multiple choice. I don't think that makes it any easier, because often there's a red herring to just throw you off scent. And remember, this is all of grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 terms and performance directions included. So there's a lot of revision there. So let's just have a crack at this. In fact, have a go at it, and if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. You'll learn by your mistakes. So I'm hoping you've had a go, and we'll check through this together. So leggero is light. Teneramente is tenderly. I guess that's not too difficult to guess. And smorzando is dying away. There we go. Now we're asked to give the technical names of these notes X and Y. We're helpfully told that we're in the key of A major. So if we just sketch out the degrees of the scale, let's give ourselves an octave. And we've got all the options available to us: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh octave. You can do that, or you can just literally count from position A here. So we know that this is A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a G. We can see that G is the 7th. Of course, it's a G sharp, but the key signature will take care of all of that. So I'm just going to sketch here that that's the 7th. We'll worry about the technical names in a second. So let's look at Y. So here's an A. We're in the treble clef. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And we can see that C is a third. So there's the third. So now we've got to figure out the technical names. 7th is the leading note because it leads to the tonic. And the third is the median. It falls in the middle of your tonic triad. Let's have a go at this next one. So now we need to rewrite bar 3 in notes of twice the value. So we've got to figure out a new time signature. So let's look at what we've got here. Our time signature at the moment is 3 beats in a bar. We need to stay in triple time, but we're counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes. And so now we still need to stay in triple time, but we're doubling that with twice the value. So instead of quarter notes or crotchets, we're going to go in half notes or minims. So our new time signature will be 3/2. So now let's have a look at bar 3 and see what we're going to be doing. So to double these, we get rid of one of those stems. So that becomes a crotchet, that becomes a quaver. That one won't be coloured in at all. That one will lose the stem. So let's just copy the note heads in first. So just skipping back to the page. So we've got this D sharp dotted. Upper step is the E. Now down to the B, but don't colour that one in. Remember, we've just worked out that's going to have to double up to a minim or a half note. We can put the dot there, and then the next note is the C. So here we're going to lose the beam here, so that's going to become a crotchet or a quarter note quaver, 8th note. That's become a dotted minim, a dotted half note, and so this one we lose the beam, lose a little sort of tail, and that becomes a crotchet. And we can see there's 1 minim beat, 2 1/2, 3 minim beats, so that works out just right. So now let's look at this one. Let's give the letter name of the highest note in the melody. So we're in the treble clef, and just visually speaking, that first note is our highest note. It's quite high up, so if you're out of your familiar territory, you can either count from a note that you know. So we know it's Every Good Boy Deserves Football, F, G, A. Don't forget to count line, space, line, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So we know that that's an E. Alternatively, let's count down an octave. So we know, count that as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to here, which we know is F, A, C, E, and that's an octave higher. So there we go, E. let's just turn over the page, and we've got this last little question to do, and I think this is the easiest 10 marks you can ask for on a grade 5. We've just got to show which chords would best fit the notes here marked by brackets, and they've got to be notes for a chord that will give us a prescribed cadence. So then first job is to figure out what key we're in. We've got a key signature of 1 sharp, we're in G major, and that's nicely confirmed by the fact that we've got some G's at the end. However, the F sharps with no other accidentals tell us that we're in G major. So chord 1, 2, 4 and 5 are the chords that we're choosing from. So note 1 is G, A, B, C is 4, D is 5. So now we find G, B, D, the triad, 1st, 3rd, 5th, A, C, E, C, E, G, D, F, A. And we know that's 1st, 3rd and 5th, and chord 5, of course, provides the note 5 provides the basis for chord 5, and so we can double check that we've not gone wrong there. So then we have here an E, a C and an E, and so that would have to be either chord 2 or chord 4. We've only got 2 notes, so we've only got another chord here. So let's just see what this last one is. We've got a G and a D. So that's a chord 1. So that's a chord 1. So 2 to 1 is not a prescribed cadence, so that won't do. Even though notes C and E form part of chord 2, chord 4 would be the appropriate answer, because chord 4 to 1 is a plagal cadence. That's sort of like a more gentle close, like an amen, sort of gentle ending. Chord 2 to 1 is not an accepted cadence progression, so that would be wrong if you'd chosen 2. Let's move on. So now we've got a C, an A, B, C, D, E. Now not all of these are harmony notes. This note here, this B, is a passing note. It's just filling in the gap, passing in between by step between the 2 harmony notes. Same again, C, D, E. The D is the passing note, just passing through by step between the 2 harmony notes. The actual harmony notes that we've got are C, A, C, E. That's all of the notes of chord 2. And chord 2 provides a really good sort of precursor to a cadence. It's a good preparatory chord. So here we've got a F, D, F. So that would have to be chord 5. So it looks to me like we're going for a perfect cadence. And finally, we've got a G. Now, although G is part of chord 4, chord 5 to 4 is not a recognised cadence, whereas chord 5 to 1, which has got a G in also, is a recognised cadence. That's your perfect cadence, which is like a really strong finish, sort of a ta-da ending. So that ends that question, and that ends that paper too. I do hope that that's been helpful to you. I hope that it's helping your studies. I hope that you're enjoying it. I certainly am. If you can give me a like, that would be really fab, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. Please do go to sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and reference that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!